You know, I don't know if I'm great at speeches, but I've always been good at toast. So here's to the class of 2016. We made it. And I've always wanted to say that. But like every law school cold call, this has been short with a passable amount of effort. I've noticed there are 3 types of cold calls. First, there's the one that's directly on point and captures the themes you had no idea were present. Second, there's the one in which it is clear you read. Your answer is somewhat on point, but everyone is glad they didn't have to answer that question. But lastly, there's the one where you've spoken for 5 minutes, haven't answered the question, and wish you had just said pass. I think you all know where both my cold calls and speech writing fall. But in all seriousness, congratulations on hopefully never being cold called again, unless you're going to be an associate at a firm next year. 3 whole years have gone by, and we're all here, somewhat sane, and I think with smiling faces. When we started law school, enrollment was dropping rapidly. How many people saw you studying for the LSAT and said, "Don't go, you're crazy"? How many people told their friends and family that they're going to law school to be met by confused stares and a well-meaning, "Well, if that's what you really want"? Well, we are crazy, but I've seen what amazing things a crazy group of people can do. We've gotten big settlements out of big companies in the name of consumer protection. At least 2 of our classmates have gone in front of a federal court of appeals with such confidence you would think they were just talking to Professor Burkhart in her property class. We survived a polar vortex 1L year. So let me correct myself. We're not crazy. We're probably inspiring. So inspiring that Dean Whitman doesn't want to face the law school without us. They asked me for memories. I was trying to think, what hasn't Tort taken? Well, there was Professor McGuire's red pepper and red apple at orientation, which apparently wasn't even unique to our class, but what can you do? I couldn't afford a red pepper, but use your imagination. At orientation, we tried to define how they were similar. I think we got so far as to say that they were edible and they're red. But where have 3 years of law school gotten us? Well, we could say that pepper includes a hot chili pepper, bell pepper, something from a shaker, maybe even a chicken. You learn that maybe if pepper and apple get married, pepper will still have to testify against apple. But you probably still don't know how to get out of a contract with pepper. But most importantly, they both know that if it's twins opening day, pepper and apple can go to the law library and eat at least 5 free hot dogs before the law school library kicks them out. But as inspiring and crazy as we are, no one gets through law school alone. And I think we owe a few thank yous. Thank you to my classmates. Thank you for the rigorous debate, challenging environment, and teaching me what the heck an outline is. Thank you for your support and collegiality. And if you're a native Minnesotan, thank you for telling me that my comment was interesting and teaching me that that was just a polite way of telling me that I had no idea what was going on. And most of all, thank you to Kaya for humbling us always and reminding us of how talentless we really are. To friends, partners, parents, and family members, thank you for putting up with us over countless beers and meals. Thank you for putting up with our stress and tears, and for tolerating our neuroses and newfound habits like arguing about the definition of a pepper. But most of all, thank you for co-signing our student loans. To the faculty, thank you for taking us in as scared 1Ls and making us even more scared. But actually, thank you for teaching us, advising us, trusting us to work alongside you, and for bribing us with food like fruits and veggies, but mostly candy, so we'll pay attention. And the biggest thank you goes to Mesa Pizza for having the largest slice of pizza at free lunchtime talks and getting us through the day. Where will we all go now that we're finally emerging from this bunker of law school? I know you may be scared to leave a building that can withstand any sort of weather event at any time, but you're law students. I know you'll stubbornly do it anyway. We were told there were no jobs and that there was no hope. But what are you all doing next year? You're working for federal judges, state judges, huge firms, tiny nonprofits, bigger nonprofits. Both will be asking the donations from those huge firms. Some of us will continue on to study for master's degrees, and some will go into politics. Kyle Kroll, Senator Kroll. We all know that we were right in some crazy way. We may not know where our paths will take us, but I know we all have the courage of our convictions, or some might say that we're crazy enough to make it happen. As we head out into this strange new world of 8 Supreme Court justices, never forget how you quieted that voice that said, you're never going to finish that 1L brief. Never forget your network of friends, family, and law students that were there for you for these past 3 years and are there for you now. And never forget how a little crazy might be just what we need to make an impact, or just to remind us why we're in this field at all. To quote the great and immortal Seal, you're never going to survive unless you get a little crazy.